Hello students, this is Mrs. K. So we're back again to work on our Score a Duck investigation. Okay, so you're going to have pages like this that you'll be working from. You know that you can log into iMaths Kids online, imathskids.com.au, and have a look at resources there as well to find things that you need. So we've already been working on this and we've talked about the question, which is all about having a duck game, and that how you're going to make sure that that you'll have some people winning that top prize, but not too many people. Most of the people are going to get like a consolation prize, something from the bottom shelf that isn't worth quite so much to you. Therefore, you can still make a profit out of the duck game, because of course everybody pays a little bit to do the duck game. You know, it might be $1, $5, $10. I don't know. Probably cost a lot more than what they did when I was a child. Okay, so these are the investigation pages that you will have in front of you. Now we've already talked about the question here. We've filled in our investigation plan. We've talked about what the topics are that we need to learn from. Let me just adjust this down a bit. We've talked about understanding the investigation. This whole section here that talks about reading and planning. We've talked about what is the duck game. And so that's what you would have done in the last lesson. What is the duck game? Now, which numbers win prizes? That's what you're going to have to decide. And so what I've started to do on the board here, let's just move these away for a minute. Move that down there. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to draw the circles that represent, each one of these circles represents a duck. So we need 50 of them. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I decided not to try drawing ducks because I probably wouldn't be very good at that. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 50. So if that's our 50 ducks, they don't look like ducks, but we're going to say that they represent ducks. Now I need to give each one of these a number 1, a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, a number 5, or a number 6. Each one of them needs to have one of those numbers. I'll write that up higher and darker where you can hopefully see it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I've got to think about what's going to happen depending on what numbers I give to each of these ducks. We'll call it a duck, even though really here it's just a circle. But this is where I'm using this particular strategy. I'm using a strategy of like drawing out the problem. So by drawing it out like this, it helps me to think about how I could do it. Now you might want to like use, you could cut up little bits of paper, so you could have 50 little squares of paper or something like that, that you could work with to help you work out what numbers to put on there. Now remember what our problem was. Our problem was that at our duck game, we've got all of these shelves. Here's our prize shelf at the duck game. That's our prizes. Prizes at the duck game. Now the ones up here, they cost me a lot of money, so I don't want to give those ones away very often. That's shelf. Let me see, do they tell us which ones were? Okay, so it's up to you. You might decide to call this shelf 1, and this shelf 2, shelf 3, shelf 4, shelf 5, and shelf 6. I don't know how you'll sort yours out. You might go the other way around. You might call the top one 6 and the bottom one 1, and that would be okay as well. But what you've got to think about now is, what is this going to, depending on how much these cost. So if this prize up here costs you, let's say it costs you $20 to provide that prize, okay? And this prize down here costs you, let's say it costs you or maybe not even, I was going to say 50 cents, but let's say it costs you 10 cents to provide that prize, then that's going to make a lot of difference in how affordable, how often you want people to win this. Here's this little boy. He's come up to play the game at your show. Okay, he's a bit excited. He's going to do his best to score a duck, but he hands over, let's say he hands over $1 to play this game. He's only paid you $1. Do you want to give him a $20 prize? Well, you might do sometimes, but you don't want everybody to get a $20 prize when they only paid $1 to play the game. So you're going to have to think about this just to understand what the problem is a little bit more. That one might cost you $10, that might cost you $5, this might cost you $2, this one costs you $1. Okay, so different kinds of prizes on there. Now, depending whether that person picks up a 1, whether the duck they pick up, if the duck that they pick up has a 1 on it, then they would get something off this shelf. So you don't want to have very many 1s in here, do you? You want to have many more 6s than 1s so that they're more likely to pick up a 6 than a 1. So you'll be going through here and you'll be deciding, you might say, oh, I only want this many 1s. So you might, I don't know how many you'll say, but let's say you only put a 1 there and a 1 there. Don't know. Or maybe you'll go something like this. 1, 2 2s, 3 3s. I don't know what you'll do. And then you get to where you've got lots and lots of 6s. I still don't know that you'd make any profit if you did it that way. You might need to make it even harder for people. So you've got to think about that. You've got to make those decisions. So I'm just going to read out what step 3 says. It says, which numbers win prizes? Your game will have 50 ducks, each with a number from 1 to 6. Decide how many ducks will be allocated a particular number. How many are 1? How many are 2? For example, you might allocate 20 ducks the number 1 and only 2 ducks the number 6. So they're saying the other way around. They're saying that in their game, they would have the number 6 as the highest one. And that makes sense too. Either of these would be fine as long as it makes sense in the end. Okay, so they're saying that you might only want to give, 20 ducks. So the first 20 might all be 1s. And then there might be only 1 6, or only 2 ducks might have the number 6. It's up to you because it's your game that you're designing. These will become your prize groups. Consider the types of prizes you want to give away. You might decide to have 4 to 6 prize groups. I've put up 6, but maybe you would only have 4 prize groups, and numbers 2 and 1 don't even get a consolation prize. That might even be a little bit mean, but that's up to you. Okay, which numbers win the better prizes? Which numbers will win the hard luck prize? So a hard luck prize means a consolation prize. And which numbers will win no prize at all? Wow, they're saying some numbers won't even get any prize. Wow. Record this information in a table like the one on the right. Now have a look at the right of the page there. I'll put this one back up here. Shall bring it over. Let's have a look at here where we can see we're going to have a table like this. Now you could draw that up and try doing it a few times yourself and then actually enter it in on this page. That's entirely up to you how you do it, but I want to see a nice, neat, sensible way of laying it out so that it all makes sense. We need to be organised with our data so that it makes sense and so that somebody else could read it and understand it. Okay, so that's the end of the lesson for today. I'll talk to you really soon about lesson number 4 in this investigation.